it was day 2 of the DHS Secretary Kristi Noem's testimony before the House Judiciary Committee, and while her husband sat in the audience, the questions veered from political to personal. It was like many things. It was kind of a poop show. Let's take a look.
At any time during your tenure as Director of Department of Homeland Security, have you had sexual relations with Corey Lewandowski?
Mr. Chairman, I am shocked that we're going down and peddling tabloid garbage in this committee today.
Reclaiming
and
my
ma'am,
time.
one thing that I would tell you is that he is a special government employee who works for the White House. There are thousands of them in the federal government.
So reclaiming
and
my
as
time,
an advisor,
Secretary, you should be wanting to answer that question.
Is garbage?
Because it is not about
It is
your sex
offensive
life.
that you have brought
It is
that up.
about your
So
judgment.
that kind of
I really think you need to say the word no into the record so that you can clear that up.
I think the ridiculousness of this and the tabloids that you are quoting and referencing are insane. And this has been
So that's a no?
something that I've refuted
Is
for
that a no?
years, and I continue to do that. You
I-
attack
I was-
conservative women, and you say that we're either stupid
I haven't
or
said
we're
anything.
sluts.
All right, so listen.
And that's what you do.
Yesterday,
and I will tell
Richard,
you, sir,
yes, reclaiming
I will
my
tell
time,
you,
Mr.
sir,
Chairman.
I
Mr.
am
Chairman,
neither of
reclaiming my
those.
time.
Well, some people are saying, was that line of questioning fair game? But it has precedent.
Well, it has precedent, but I think it's
Yes.
fair game. I mean, they're asking her whether or not she had a relationship with a subordinate. That would be a fair question in any job. I mean, we have Representative Gonzalez, who now had an affair with a staffer who has admitted it, the Republican representative, and there's an investigation being
Had a
opened.
precedent. The precedent has been set, so those are fair questions.
Yeah, I think it's a
now.
fair question.
Tough, but fair.
My issue is, where was the no? I mean, I've been married 27 years. If someone asked me if I had an affair with Corey Lewandowski, I would say no, right? So why didn't she just say no?
Well, it is under oath.
She doesn't want to be confused
So-
with perjury, that's
well,
why.
I think that
Well, that's
this,
the implication, is
Well,
that she
that's
couldn't say
that's
no.
a big accusation.
that's,
But the
That's a
implication is
criminal
that she couldn't
accusation that
say
you're
no.
making there.
I'm not
some
making
people
any
feel-
accusation.
I think that,
I'm speculating that that's the reason.
well, yeah, I think that if you're saying that, perhaps, and I think speculating is can be dangerous sometimes.
Why didn't she say no?
I think some people, when it comes to giving respect to tabloid rumors, just choose not to address them. It's a tactic that you choose either one direct answer or you don't give
Do you
them
think
any
it was an
power.
inappropriate question to ask if someone is sleeping with their subordinate?
I believe that it's a fair question to hold people that are elected and appointed to a high standard. I think
Yeah.
we had the authority as Americans to ask our own president that, President Clinton,
right.
with Monica Lewinsky. I think we have to hold people to a certain standard.
It's just
I
basic
do think there's a
employment law.
big case of feminism going on when it comes to conservative and liberal women, when we should be backing each other to a standard and holding each other to a standard where we're not trying to say, hey, we don't appoint women to positions of authority and power, and then once they get there and they're not your political party, try to take them down and get in the weeds.
Well, as an
when we're
independent-
at war
People
and trying to
did that
control the
with
border.
our friend Liz Cheney.
well, and as an
mean, she
independent, because
was-
I proudly don't wear a jersey, so I don't have to be loyal to either side. There were
What are you
other.
pointing at me?
Well, sorry, I did not mean you enjoy, but. There were other more concerning things at this hearing beyond this very juicy question, which was how Corey Lewandowski reportedly fired a U.S. Coast Guard commander pilot after there was a service issue with the jet, and a blanket that Kristi Noem loves was not moved to the next plane, so they fired the pilot, told him to fly home commercial, but when they realized they couldn't get back in the jet without the pilot, they brought him back. That is a concerning way to
Which
run your
part?
business.
Which part?
All of it.
Well,
all
he's
of it.
also-
A blanket, firing someone over a blanket when you're a pilot, a commander in the Coast Guard, is below
Well, he's
them.
also a volunteer special employee,
No,
apparently.
you're talking about
no.
Corey
I'm
Lewandowski.
talking about-
Lewandowski.
She's
So
talking
why,
about
why
the-
would he have the power to fire
That
a
is
pilot?
that is beyond me. My point is, just on that explanation alone, this was not how you run business, ever. And the other thing is, the DHS skipped a competitive bidding process to give some. There were some Republican companies that were created days before they were given $20 million for some of
Corey
the ads.
Lewandowski wrote approved that.
Right. What I'm saying is these were all brought up in the hearing. Beyond who's having sex with who, these two things are concerning to, and should be to every American citizen.
But it's connected to having a relationship with a subordinate who has outsized power in a position that
You're
it
right.
seems
You're
that he
linking
should
it,
not
but
have.
I should already lose
There is
the
a link.
popularity on those two
Yeah,
things.
everybody
alone.
needs to keep it clean. I
Do
think
you
is what we're
realize
saying.
that
Just keep it neat and keep it
do you
clean. We're
realize
trying to fight a war and keep our
to
border
her
neat.
left in the camera there was her husband was sitting there while she was
Yes.
being questioned like
Sorry, it
that?
was 143 million. More offensive.
Yeah.
Nonsense.
Yes,
I
her
do think,
husband
though,
was
That's her
behind
husband, not the one.
at some
yeah.
point-
It was to her left, to the guy. So I mean,
Yeah.
she's got to answer the question. Yes,
That's
I've been.
that's her security
Yes, I've been
detail.
stripping Corey Lewandowski while her husband's sitting over there.
This is still based
She's a
in
busy.
accusation
She's so
and
busy
rumor.
between killing puppies, running
We'll
her
be right back.
job.